Am I the only one that when I was a kid there was like Brontosaurus, Brachiosaurus, Triceratops, Tyrannosaurus, and Velociraptors? Where did all these other dinosaurs come from? All right. In today's episode, I'm riding solo dolo on this one, and I'm doing Jurassic Park Dominion, the new one. But with this one specifically, they bring back the old cast, pretty much everybody that was anybody in the old cast, and they shove them in your face, and everything is forced. Don't get me wrong, there was a lot of nostalgia, and I'm a huge fan of nostalgia. That's why I do the nostalgia movie reviews. But it all felt very forced. It all felt very sped up. We didn't have time to get to ease into the older characters coming back. And I believe I missed one of these new sequels. I know I saw the first one, and I've seen this one. I think there was one in between that I missed because I don't understand where the little girl came from. So if you could fill me in on that, that would be great because I'm not going to go back and watch it. I'm good. Anyways, so we see Alan, we see Allie, we see Jeff Goldblum's character, Malcolm, but they're all just kind of forced into the movie. It's all just like out of nowhere, here's this, here's this, here's this. Now they're all back together. And then you get this moment where the old guard meets the new guard, and they're all coming together, and Chris Pratt has told a raptor that he's going to bring the raptor's baby back to him. It's just very confusing. The movie is like almost 3 hours long. It's entertaining as shit. Like, don't get me wrong. If you're a fan of these franchises, the old one and the new one, then definitely check it out. But it felt very rushed. The action is pretty good. There is a lot of it. I mean, it was an hour and about half, somewhere around there, where I was watching it and I was going, damn, how much more of this movie like is left? Like, it's just starting to crack off. And there's little bits and pieces that are putting the story together and the reason this person is going there. It's all very surface. It doesn't feel like anybody really thought it out super hard. But beyond that, it just goes action packed. And there were a lot of creative things that I did enjoy about the movie. There was the idea that humans and dinosaurs are just kind of dealing with each other, essentially, just coexisting. And I thought that that was an interesting take because if something like that did occur, that would have to be the case. We would have to coexist with them the best that we could. It was entertaining, but at the same time, I don't know. It still felt just like a cash grab. It felt like they did a lot of nostalgia service, all the way down to like the Barbasol can. Like, you see the Barbasol can, you see the original dinosaur that like fans out and spits on Newman. It felt like a lot of fan service, which is nice in moderation. With this one, there was a lot of positive elements. They keep creating more new dinosaurs for some reason. But one of the things that I did enjoy about it was they put fur and feathers, even if it was just subtly, on dinosaurs now. And if you're a fan of dinosaurs, which I am, just casually, I don't know a ton of names and stuff, but research has shown that they may have had hair or feathers, so they added that to the dinosaurs in this one, and I thought that that was a cool little update. It's like kind of keeping up with times, so that was good. I enjoyed that part. And then like the way the media is in it, in portraying things. I thought that that was good. The biolab, Biosyn, being the bad guys, the corporation of scientists that are genetically modifying things, creating new dinosaurs, but they're supposed to be this like, we're just trying to help. We're trying to keep dinosaurs safe. Dinosaurs. We're trying to keep dinosaurs safe, and we're just testing them to make sure that we can help them stay safe. But in reality, they're putting like chips in their heads that send electrical signals so they can get them to do what they want. There's like weaponized ones that if you point a laser at somebody, that's the target and they won't stop. It's like a velociraptor on crack, basically. And yeah, it was just weird. Those things, I feel like all that stuff doesn't need to be added. And then if I see Chris Pratt do this to a dinosaur one more time and the dinosaur fucking listens, I'm gonna throw up. Like, these are they're animals. They run on instinct. They do not have human characteristics, which this movie tries to give them. uh Chris Pratt basically tells Blue, like, hey man, they took our daughter too. We'll get our kids back. I'll get your kid back, I promise you. And then the dinosaur's basically like, all right bitch, go get my kid. Like, this isn't how this works. Like, the dinosaur would eat you. And he even says like, oh, like Alan, Dr. Grant says like, hey, you're the guy that trained velociraptors. And he's like, well, it's not so much training, it's just mutual respect. This is an animal. That's like walking up to a hungry grizzly bear and going, it's mutual respect. No, you're going to get eaten, bro. Like, as Timothy Treadwell, that's the only outcome. You are going to die. That velociraptor, especially if velociraptors are as aggressive as they have always been known to be throughout like my childhood, and I'm sure long before that, they were ferocious dinosaurs that were hunters, killers, and they did it for fun as well as for food. So you're not going to have a mutual respect. This doesn't respect you. You're food. It doesn't even make sense. They don't have the same cognizant brain that we have to go, okay, even though that dog is below me on the evolutionary chain and I'm the apex predator and that thing I'm dominant over, I still choose to respect it because we have those emotions that allow us to be capable of that. Those dinosaurs don't have that. They don't think like us. It's so, all right, I'm getting heated. It's annoying. I really didn't like that aspect of the movie. But anyways, it was really fun to see Grant, Allie, and Malcolm. I like it. I did notice, if you haven't seen the movie yet and you go to watch it, look closely. And let me know in the comments if you see it too. And if you have seen it, let me know if you noticed it. I think Jeff Goldblum is missing part of his finger. And I don't know if that came from like the movie or if that's just real life. But like, he points a couple times and his finger seems to stop about this far instead of having this extension. Now it looks like he still has a nail, but it looks like it's a nub finger. And maybe you know the story behind it. Let me know in the comments section. I don't know. The one thing that I did like, which, as far as the genetic mutations of the dinosaurs, it's inevitable, I guess, whatever. But Blue is able to have a baby without having reproductive, well, it can just produce a baby, I guess. So the little baby raptor becomes friends with Chris Pratt's daughter, the one that he's protecting. Okay, so that's just as unbelievable as Chris Pratt and Blue being mildly friends. I don't know. It always just seemed like Blue was waiting for the chance to eat him. And if the movie had any realisticness to it, Blue would have ate him. But anyways, moving on from that, the point was it was really really cute that they called the baby raptor Beta. I thought that that was awesome. He's the first of his kind. He's a beta. That's cute. Simple as that. Moving on. The landscape of this movie, I mean, they're in different countries. They're in different, they start in the U.S. in like Texas and then Utah, and then they go to Italy, and then they're in this country, and now they're in the Sierra Nevadas where Chris Pratt lives, and like they're in another country, and it's just crazy. And there's like a whole trade on dinosaurs. There's all kinds of stuff. And I guess I would have to believe that that would be something that would happen. But the movie is massive and it's long. And I mean, from about, I would say an hour to an hour and a half of the movie, like once you're into that point of the movie, it is just basically balls to the wall. Like there is no moment to breathe. I was starting to feel overwhelmed by the amount of action in this movie. I was like, dude, can we take a breather? Like the only time we got any breaths is when the bad guy was talking, to the people in the control room, or those little moments are the only breaths that you get, because it's just dinosaurs chasing this person chasing this person. It just goes on and on and on. And you get your money's worth. Whether you like the movie or not, you get your money's worth. I watched it for free. It's on Peacock now. You get your money's worth. I may even have to watch it again just for the nostalgia factor. They wrap everything up nicely in a little bow, like everybody. Well, I'm not going to give away the end of the movie in case you haven't seen it. But am I the only one that when I was a kid, there was like Brontosaurus, Brachiosaurus, Triceratops, Tyrannosaurus, and Velociraptors? Where did all these other dinosaurs come from? Like, I don't even know which ones are real now. There was one with like long claws and shit. And I'm just like, I'm looking at it like, is that real? Do I need to Google? Like, I can't enjoy the movie because I have to stop and Google if this is a real dinosaur or they made the shit up. So, when I grew up, I thought there was like 12 dinosaurs. Like, there was just 12 different species of dinosaurs. Now there's like 600 in these movies. There's one with feathers that can swim / mildly fly, and it's kind of a velociraptor. It just, I don't know. It was getting out of hand. Every time I looked at the screen, there was a new damn dinosaur, and that got a little confusing. But again, totally worth watching. All my bitching aside, I did enjoy it. I did enjoy the nostalgia. I did enjoy seeing the old crew. There was a few forced moments between Alan and Allie towards the end of the movie that I was just like, they could have just not, or they could have just implied it. There's like the moment where like the old guard and the new guard meet that is just a little like, oh, you know of him and he knows of you and she knows of her, and I don't need it. Just they're together. Like afterwards, be like, oh hey, yeah, you are that guy. Like in the shit, you're not gonna take the time to be like, yeah, I'm a big fan of your work. I read your book and this was fun. And oh, dude, didn't you get your leg broke by a dinosaur? Like, aren't you Jeff Goldblum? Like, just leave all that shit out. What star rating do I give this movie? I have to give it 3.5 stars. If you would give it more, 1 to 5 is our rating scale. Tell me what you would give it. Let me know what you would give this movie, because I would be very interested in hearing your opinion. I may go back and watch it again sometime soon just to try to like it more. I feel like the first time I saw it, I was taking in so much information and it was distasteful to me because it was forced. That maybe now that I know what's going to happen, I can sit back and enjoy it more. I don't know. Does that make any sense? If you have seen it, let me know what you thought of it or how many stars you would have gave it. Definitely still go watch it. And if you're on the fence, hopefully this will lean you, even though I did complain a lot, hopefully this will lean you a little bit closer to going and seeing it. Because or watching it on your TV, whatever the case is, because it is entertaining. So that's the new Jurassic World Park Domination, Dominos, Dominatrix, whatever.